Well, the Yankees have gotten off to a great start, and they've done it without their starting shortstop. But he returns tonight. And for Didi Gregorius, it is time for baseball. As the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball tonight. It's the New York Yankees against the Baltimore Orioles in the first game of a three-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball, along with David Cohn. I'm Michael Kay. Yankees just come off the road where they won 3 out of 5. Most importantly for them, though, they won both games against the Boston Red Sox. Last night, they beat Chris Sale, and the reason they beat Chris Sale, timely hitting, and the guy on the mound for the Yankees.
Yeah, and he knew it, too. You know the old saying that pitchers face the other lineup? No. Tanaka knew who he was facing, and this guy's tough, and Holiday really came alive with a big hit there. They gave him some insurance runs late in the middle of that order. That's big for the Yankees. And then Tanaka down, down, down. Nothing but ground balls. He was dominating. You talk about inducing weak contact and going 9 innings. A rare complete game shutout for that guy. What a performance on the road at Fenway Park.
And it took 2 hours and 21 minutes. Pretty amazing. Tonight's pitching matchup brought to you by People's United Bank N.A. For the Yankees, it's CC Sabathia. Gotten off to a nice start, 2-1, 2.70. Kevin Gausman will go for the Orioles, and Gausman's going to have to face Didi Gregorius. So no starting pitcher so far this year has had to do that.
Exactly. The opening day debut, part 2 for Didi Gregorius, and that energy is back. That $1 million smile is back. The athleticism at shortstop certainly was missed, although give Ronald Torreyes a big tip of the cap because he filled in nicely. But Didi, the power numbers last year really elevated. That swing's tailor-made for Yankee Stadium. He had a good rehab. He's ready to go. The Yankees are happy to have this guy back, and that smile and that energy.
I'll tell you what, his season last year was pretty special. 276 average, then career highs in home runs, RBIs, doubles, and runs scored. Yankees are looking for a repeat of that. More of Didi. When we get back, the Yankee shortstop will talk with our very own Meredith Morakovitz. It's Yankees against the Orioles. Didi's coming up next, right here on Yes.
Didi Gregorius is back in the starting lineup for the first time all season. He's been activated off the DL. He'll bat 6th and play shortstop. And from talking to him earlier, it is clear he is ready to go.
It's awesome just to be here, and it's good to be here with the team and get everything going. Everybody see that I've been doing really good, so I got to jump in and keep doing good too. So we keep heading to the right direction. You don't want to start the season on DL. We want to be on a DL because you want to play every day. But it happens. But now I'm back here. That's what matters. So as like I said before, I got to keep it going.
What'd you think about the way this team performed in your absence?
They're doing it really good. That's what I knew they really have a really good chance because how we ended last year. Nobody expected us, but look at us now. We're doing the same thing. So let's try to keep that rolling and then get as many wins as we can.
To make room for Gregorius on the roster, Pete Kozma has been designated for assignment. Plenty more to come here on the Yes Network. When we get back, CC Sabathia gets the ball. Michael Kay with the call. He'll be joined by David Cohn after the break.
Brought to you in part by Buick. Visit TriStateBuick.com for great lease offers. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit Geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. And by Infinity, empower the drive. Visit your tri-state area Infinity retailer for a test drive today. Well, it's a picture-perfect night, that is for sure. It feels like summer has moved ahead of spring and taken over the Bronx. So ready for the beginning of a 3-game set. The Yankees have taken the field. So let's take a look at the first place Orioles lineup. Joey Rickard, the left fielder, is going to lead off, batting second and playing center field Adam Jones. Manny Machado, the third baseman, will hit third. He has good numbers against Sabathia, but he's gotten off to a slow start average-wise, just 205. The DH is Mark Trumbo, and Trumbo carries an 0 for 23 into this game. Chris Davis at first base will bat 5th, batting 6th and catching Wellington Castillo. Trey Mancini in right field, Jonathan Scope at second, and J.J. Hardy is the shortstop.
Take a look at the big lefty, CC Sabathia. This will be his career 487th start and his 5th on the year, and it's been good so far. As you see, maybe the walks are a little bit up, but the ERA and all the other numbers are looking pretty good for Sabathia. And let's go ahead and tell you why with the pitcher scout report brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers and Mr. New Yankee Stadium. He came here right when the stadium opened. He was the first one to get to 100 career starts. He's got a career 3.67 ERA here at home in this ballpark, and moving on up. That's a reference to his career strikeouts. He's 33 away from passing Frank Tanana, and that would be 4th place on the all-time left-hander mark.
First pitch is a strike.
And the last point, Michael, you know, CC's facing 8 right-handed batters, so that cutter changeup approach. We've seen Sabathia change his approach a little bit depending on the lineup, and it'll be interesting to see how he attacks this Oriole lineup.
Joey Rickard just came off the DL, and he puts that one in the air towards center field. Ellsbury is there, and he'll put it away for the first out of the game. Let's take a look at the Yankees defense, which is presented by Geico. You've got Gardner in left, Ellsbury in center, and Aaron Judge over and right. In the infield, it's Headley, Gregorius, Castro, and Bird. That's third to first. Romine's behind the plate. Karsten, Charles Sabathia is on the mound. Didi dealing with a sore shoulder, which he suffered in the WBC. Rehabbed quickly, hit well, and here he is back in the Yankee lineup. Here's Adam Jones. The Nationals have the best record in baseball. The Orioles have the second best record at 14-6. And the New York Yankees have the third best record at 13-7. So the Yankees a game behind the O's in the AL East. Grounded to third, backhanded by Headley. He sets across the diamond. They get Jones 2 away. Tonight's Cold Hard Facts are brought to you by Clean, Crisp, Coors Light. All right, so the lowest team ERA through the first 20 games, and this is the Yankees since 1969. So in 72, they were 2.66. This year, the team ERA is 2.90, which happens to be the best in Major League Baseball this year. And you see the rest of the strong seasons or strong starts that the Yankees have had since 69. Here's Manny Machado hitting just .205. 3 home runs, 10 runs batted in. And there's a strike from Sabathia. Brian Knight is the home plate umpire. Lance Barrett at first. Stu Shorewater is the second base ump, and Jim Reynolds is at third. 0-2. Sabathia did not pitch well in Pittsburgh. He kept it together where the Yankees had a chance, but he said after the game he really didn't have anything, and he knew it in the bullpen and just couldn't find anything to go to in the game. Line to left field. That is going to dunk in front of Brett Gardner. So a 2-out single for Manny Machado. I'm thinking, David, that must be a helpless feeling. And sometimes you warm up in the bullpen, don't have anything, and you come out and you pitch well. But he said he knew in the bullpen there was nothing there.
Yeah, that is a very bad feeling. And the worst thing for a starter, too, is to put your team behind the 8 ball. And the first couple of innings, it didn't look like he was going to last that long. So give him credit for staying in there and giving the Yankees innings. But it was always going to be a comeback from really the first pitch.
So here's Mark Trumbo. Pitch outside. 1-0. Trumbo hitting just .190. A home run and 6 runs batted in. Remember, Trumbo led Major League Baseball with 47 home runs last year. There's a strike, 1-1. Last 7 games, just 2 hits and 27 at bats. Doesn't have an extra base hit, doesn't have a ribby, so that's .074. Grounded to short, Didi gets a try. He'll go to second, and that will do it. Nice inning for Sabathia. No runs to hit, no errors, 1 man left. Orioles nothing, and the New York Yankees coming to bat. On it, presented by Lexus. Brett Gardner's in left field. He'll lead off, batting second. The third baseman, Chase Headley. Matt Holliday, big game last night against the Red Sox. He'll DH, he'll hit third. Cleaning up, center fielder Jacoby Ellsbury. Starlin Castro at second base will bat fifth. Batting sixth, playing shortstop. First game of the year, Didi Gregorius. Aaron Judge in right field will bat seventh. Batting eighth, playing first base, Greg Bird. And Austin Romine will catch it. He's going to bat ninth.
The big righty, Kevin Gausman, former #1 draft choice by the Orioles out of Louisiana State University. And you see the numbers on the year, a bit of a struggle so far for him, although the Orioles feel like he's a front-end starter and are really counting on him this year. And let's go ahead and give you the pitcher scouting report brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. And he really does have above-average stuff. A mid-90s fastball, averages about 95 miles an hour, can get it up to the upper 90s. A good split off of that. I think his slider's probably his third best pitch. Really tough on the Yankees last year, a 1.10 ERA and 41 innings pitched, including the clincher on the last day of the season last year to get the O's into the wild card game. And so far this year, early control issues, 15 walks in 24 innings.
So here's Brett Gardner still trying to find it. 2 for his last 23, average at 186, doesn't even have a ribby. And there's a strike. Running the bases though, stealing bases, playing his usual Gold Glove left field. But he struggled in spring training, got off to a decent start, and then slowed down again. Fly ball left field. Rickard is there, and there's one away. Why don't we check out the Orioles defense, which is presented by Geico. We just saw Rickard in left. We got Jones in center and Mancini over in right. Infield, Machado, Hardy, Scope, and Davis. Good defensive infield, third to first. Wellington, Castillo behind the plate. And Kevin Gausman's on the mound. Here's Chase Headley, 4 for 22 on the road trip. Pitch is low. Still hitting .329, 3 homers and 7 runs batted in. And the on-base percentage, a sparkling .420.
Well, when the Yankees get Gary Sanchez back as well, as we've noticed that Gregorius back in that lineup, and you see average at home really solid here at Yankee Stadium. But Girardi's going to have some choices with the lineup. He originally started the season with Gary Sanchez batting second. Now, because of Headley's hot start, he's up there in the 2 hole. So, be interesting to see what Joe Girardi does when he gets back to his full healthy lineup.
And a 4-pitch walk to Headley. So 1 on, 1 out, and that brings up Matt Holliday, pitching coach Roger McDowell. Checking the charts right away. One thing he has to check is how Holliday might have sprung to life last night. Had a great at bat, David, where he finally got a sac fly off of Sale, and John Flaherty in the booth with Al Leiter. Flaherty said, you know what, that's the type of a bat that could start him off, and that hits the next 2 times up.
Well, yes, and that is the difference, and especially because of who was on the mound. Chris Sale is tough as anybody right now in the game.
There's a strike. Right in on the hands, popped up down the right field line. Lands foul.
And Michael, you and I had talked about it, that game at Fenway. It's just an old school game under 2 hours and 30 minutes, and swing the bat, pitcher's throwing strikes. But the old saying that a pitcher doesn't worry about who he's facing, I'm just facing the other lineup, that is just not true. Speaking from experience, you know who's on the mound. Tanaka knew it last night. Chris Sale acknowledged it after the game. It's a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel, and Tanaka came out on top.
Swing and a miss as Holliday down on strikes, 2 away. Something else Tanaka said that I was surprised that he admitted it, and it shows you the ego that players have to get to this level. He said, everybody kept talking about Chris Sale, and they didn't look at me in that same way, and I wanted to show that I should be spoken about that way, and I like that. That drives people.
It's a good point. He really played up the underdog role and used it as a motivator.
Here's Ellsbury. And a strike. Ellsbury's been playing very well. Joe feels comfortable with him in the cleanup spot. 0 for his last 8, though. Didn't get a hit in Boston. One and one.
I think we've seen a lot of changes with the mentality towards lineup construction, Michael. And do you have your best hitters in a modern school of thinking? Your best hitters get more at-bats. Get your best hitters at the top of the order, and don't worry about the prototypical leadoff guy, because that only happens once a game.
Well, 1 through 3, the Yankee production not too good. In fact, it's the 3rd worst in baseball, but 4th through 9th, the best in baseball, hitting .288. So you take the hits where they come, doesn't matter what slot.
The point being, over the course of a full season, that your top hitters are going to get a lot more at-bats.
I got a piece of Castillo. 2 and 2.
Another thing I've noticed is we see this replay on the splitter, the Gausman splitter that dives late, and the ricochet. 2 for 1 off the shin guard and the chin. It seems to me, Michael, when the game's on the line, close games, the 4th at bat for the leadoff hitter is always an important at bat. I mean, when the lineup rolls over, we've seen that a lot over the last couple of years, or at least taken note of that.
So 3 and 2. That releases Headley at first base with 2 outs. Just underway here at the stadium. Bottom of the 1st inning, 0-0. An early battle for first place in the American League East. Just got a piece to stay alive, so Headley will do it again as he heads back to first. Runner goes, 3-2. Chop towards second. Scope will get Ellsbury, and that will do it here in the 1st. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Let's go to the 2nd in the Bronx. 0-0 right here on Yes. Brought to you by Toyota. Prius Prime is the official hybrid vehicle of the New York Yankees. Which team has the better bullpen and why, the Yankees or the O's? Wendy GNYY. Right now, they are pretty evenly matched, but I think having Chapman gives the Yankees an advantage. I'm sure Orioles fans would feel differently, but the Yankees right now have the best bullpen ERA in baseball at 1.51. Orioles are 5th. And every one of the top 5 in American League team. Follow Yes Network and tweet us your responses using hashtag Yankees Prius Prime to keep the conversation going. Chris Davis lofts one to left field. Coming on is Gardner. 1 pitch, 1 out. And remember, the Oriole bullpen operating without its closer, Zach Britton, who is considered, if not the best, certainly one of the best. He's on the DL right now, but they've got a lot of good arms in that pen. Orioles always get underestimated before the season. The over-under number for wins is usually lower than it should be, and somehow they make it work. Their bullpen's always very good. Their starters, other than Gausman, have pitched very well, and they play pretty good defense.
I think defense is the key. They save some runs defensively.
Castillo takes low. We mentioned the Nationals with the best record in baseball. They're playing the Mets tonight. Then the Orioles 2nd, the Yankees are 3rd. The Astros 4th. Grounded and grabbed by a diving Gregorius. Gets to his feet and fires. Welcome back, Didi. What a play.
Well, this is smoked, and that's all Didi can do is take a step and a dive, and that shot there brought to you by our Yesmo and your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. And a stab, jump up, and looks like his arm's healthy too, because that's the first thing you look from Didi after coming off of his rehab is how's his arm strength, and it looked pretty good right there.
Here's Trey Mancini, and there's a strike. Castillo tried to find the hole in the shift, but it was plugged quickly by Gregorius. 0-2. Well, that's got to feel pretty good. You watch the team get off to a great start. The guy filling in for you has done very well, and you certainly want to pull your weight. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Off speed, way outside, and Didi helps CC work a 1-2-3, and we'll see him coming up second in the seventh. In part by Delta, we fly to the most destinations from New York City to get you where you're going. Delta, keep climbing. And by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicle of the New York Yankees. Yankees begin a 6-game homestand with tonight's game, 3 against the O's and then 3 against the struggling Toronto Blue Jays before moving on to Chicago for an interleague series with the world champion Chicago Cubs. Starlin Castro will lead off, 6 for 21 on the road trip, hitting .346 overall.
Been a while since I've been to Wrigley Field, Michael. I'll be there with you. In and out, one day, one and done for us.
One and done. They've spruced it up a bit since you last were there. And they added a championship banner. Now Gausman's windup is remarkably like his set from the stretch. Now obviously this leg kick that's going to follow is different when there's a guy on base, but does he lose anything doing that, David?
Well, whatever he loses in momentum, he's trying to gain in control. As you see, there's not a lot of movement. Just pick it up and put it down. The days of the Jim Palmer type windups are kind of a thing of the past.
But what did they give you, those windups? I mean, there must have been something positive about it.
Yeah, I think if you think back to the 70s and even further back, and you think Jim Palmer or Sandy Koufax, there was really a momentum, a total body move with their windup towards home plate. I think that did take more pressure off of your arm.
Line drive caught by Davis. Took a base hit away from Castro, and let's hear if the fans greet Didi warmly.
Gregorius, number 18.
Nice warm welcome. Career high, 20 home runs last year and 70 runs batted in. So his first at bat of the year.
Didi made a big leap of playing every day and facing left-handed pitchers as well last year. He became a complete threat, depending, no matter who was on the mound, a righty or a lefty. Probably the last piece of puzzle for Didi, Michael, is a few more walks, a little higher on base percentage. It's a good situation here with a 2-0 count.
Now 3-0. There's a strike. 3-1. That's ripped into right center field. It is a base hit. Cutting over is Jones. Cuts the ball off, then bobbles. And Gregorius is at second. We'll see how they score because he was heading to second, even if the ball was fielded cleanly and they give him a double.
Well, this is where you get doubles right out of the box, and that's a 3-1 fastball, belt high, middle, and Didi does what you're supposed to do with it. And Jones got there, and just off the heel of the glove. Would have been an interesting play had he come up cleanly with this, but nonetheless, Didi, first at bat of the year, sniffing it out of the box. 1 for 1 with a double.
And here's Aaron Judge. And there's a strike. Judge 5 for 20 on the road trip, hitting .269 overall. Team leading 7 home runs and 15 ribbies. Rip foul.
Judge put on his usual display during batting practice today, Michael. It's just remarkable. And all over the field. That home run he hit at Fenway Park the other way in the bullpen is rare territory for right-handed batters.
The 0-2, swing and a miss. Judge down swinging, 2 away. And that's going to bring up Greg Bird. Just when you think Bird does something that is going to spring him, he doesn't really take off. He had that RBI single off the wall in Boston. Obviously, they didn't play him yesterday against Sale. And that was his only hit on the road trip, 1 for 14. So still looking to find it. And everybody you talk to says that the timing is not off. John Flaherty was talking yesterday about how the foot not coming down in time and just everything out of whack still.
That's the only way you can explain it. I mean, in spring training, even though you talk about spring training numbers are meaningless, but he's late. Right there, late again. A lot of fastballs, especially in the mid-heart of the plate. Seems to be tardy on.
0-2. He certainly knows the pitcher on the mound. He caught him in high school. Yeah, they went to the same high school, Grandview High School in Colorado. How cool is that here in the big leagues? The 0-2. Now in the big leagues, Gausman has handled him 0 for 2. Bird is with 2 strikeouts. Foul back.
You can see Gausman really going after Bird with his four-seamers, up to 98 with that one. Normally his put-away pitch on left-handed batters is a good splitter, but you can see the scouting reports out on Greg Bird right now. Until he catches up with some of these fastballs, he's going to get a steady diet of them.
One-two. Fly ball. Right field. Mancini is there. And he'll put it away for the final out. So the double by Didi is wasted. We're going to the third here in New York. 0-0.
Rakovitz, Didi Gregorius told me he had absolutely no issues during the rehab process. He was just anxious to get back, and it's clear he's pretty comfortable so far. However, Joe Girardi said he is still going to ease him into it, telling me before the game he'll give him at least 1 day off during this 6-game homestand. Also, they'll have a built-in off day on Thursday as they head to Chicago. But, guys, they have to be pretty happy so far.
So far, and you would think that he probably feels a little pressure, too. The team's done so well. The last thing you want to do is mess it up, and he's not messed it up. Also, it's kind of a milestone game for Didi. As Scope grounds one to Castro. He becomes just the second Netherlands-born player to appear in 500 Major League games with tonight's start. You want to guess who the other one is? Netherlands-born player.
Sidney Ponson?
Nope.
He has a lot of games to pitch, right?
Bert Blyleven.
Blyleven, of course.
699 games.
Of course. The great Bert Blyleven, Hall of Famer. The best curveballs of all time.
Here's J.J. Hardy. One hit in his last 18 at-bats. And there's the strike from Sabathia. Now with some time between your career to look back on it, we described CC's start in Pittsburgh where he just didn't have anything. Is there any rhyme or reason why you just don't have anything?
No, it really just comes down to rhythm and timing, and that's the one thing that I always thought about. You know, professional golfers and coaches talk about just reducing your thought process to one swing thought. For me, it was rhythm and tempo, and sort of a 3-to-1 ratio, and I would concentrate on that. And if that's off a little bit, then everything else is off.
Swing and a miss as Hardy down on strikes, and there's no way you could really correct it that day.
It's a feeling you have. It's almost innate. You see Sabathia starting to get his changeup going much better. The last few ones that he's thrown, 2 straight strikeouts on changeups down and away, and those are perfectly executed. That's the pitch that will show up if your timing is right. For a pitcher, it's about synchronicity between your lower half and your upper half. And if one gets out of whack, if the lower half gets ahead or the upper half drags, then you're going to have a long night in terms of command.
The pitch to Joey Rickard is a strike. Rickard's been out with a left middle finger sprain. Grounded softly, third base side. That's going to be a base hit. No chance for Headley. So Rickard with a 2-out single.
Good pitch off the end of the bat, and sometimes that works for hitters. There's soft contact, and then there's really soft contact, and usually the really soft contact works if it's on the ground. And you have a little bit of speed, as Rickard does.
Here's Adam Jones. Also, the difference in CC so far tonight, in the start in Pittsburgh, his fastball was around 87 miles an hour. Tonight we're seeing 91, 90, and that's a difference. That's a big difference.
Yeah, it affects all of your pitches. When you have a little extra zip or a little extra life in your arm, your cutter's a little sharper. Your changeup's more effective because you get a little more separation and velocity.
Well, this is the breakdown in pitch usage this year. Throws the sinker and the slider and the cutter all equally, really, and then the changeup he mixes in at 12% of the time.
Changeup cutter against right-handed batters. CC still dominates left-handed batters. I really thought CC Sabathia's slider was underutilized over the last couple of years, but I think he's gotten it back, throwing it to both sides of the plate. Since 2014, left-handed batters have just hit 195 off of him.
Three and two on Jones, who grounded out to third in the first.
That's why I think this Orioles lineup is a challenging lineup for Sabathia with 8 right-handed hitters, just Chris Davis, the only lefty.
Well, Rickard will go from first, 3-2 and 2 outs. Grounded to third, foul ball. Jim Reynolds right behind Headley, said foul.
Machado on deck. A 3-2 count. You're on the mound. You want to get it done here, Michael. You don't want to face Machado with 2 men on.
Three-two, and he's going to have to face Machado with 2 men on as he walks Jones. If you look up and down this Oriole lineup, and it's a good lineup, the average, many of these players not where it should be. They're not hitting home runs. This is a team that last year hit 253 home runs. And so far 26, and how are they doing it? Timely hits, decent starts, the bullpen's pitched well, and as we mentioned earlier, the defense is very good. Lined deep center, and that is over the head of Ellsbury and up against the wall. Rickard scores. They're waving home Jones. He'll score. It's a 2-run double for Machado, and the Orioles lead 2-0. That was a rocket over the head of Ellsbury.
Yeah, Ellsbury really no chance. I mean, this is 2-seam fastball that's outer third. Machado just reaches, gets extension, and crushes it right to almost the base of the wall. About a 405-foot line drive is what that was. And they're off to the races. So 2 RBIs and a stand-up double.
And it starts with a slow roller to third base and then a walk. All with 2 outs. Here's Trumbo. Swing and a miss. Grounded to third. Headley gets Trumbo, and that'll do it. But a 2-run double by Machado. 2 runs, 2 hits, and 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the third, 2-0 O's.
And it's time for tonight's injury report, brought to you by Montefiore, doing more in state-of-the-art healthcare. Gary Sanchez continues to make progress. Today he was out on the field throwing with Tony Pena, actually behind home plate, down to second. Didn't look like he was throwing clearly at 100%, but guys, a step in the right direction. As Brian Cashman told me the other day, he's expected to start a rehab assignment on Tuesday, as long as he doesn't suffer any setbacks. And also a note, Gleyber Torres, playing for the AA Trenton Thunder, he came back from the DL as well.
So good news for the Yankees, one of their top prospects, if not their top prospect, and Gary Sanchez, hoping that he returns soon. And watching him, he certainly put a little hair on the ball to second base, and he's going to really test it when he gets to the rehab assignment.
Yeah, they wouldn't send him out if he wasn't ready.
The 1-0 to Romine. 1-1. It's a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. The fast pitch speed analytics brought to you by Fios. One and two. Romine on the road trip, 3 hits and 16 at bats. He's at 273. Home run and 5 ribbies, but certainly did a great job behind the plate. Those 2 games in Boston speak to that. Grounded to third. Going to be a tough play for Machado. What an arm. Just flicked it to first base to get Romine.
Well, this is the kind of talent that Manny Machado possesses, and Kind of comes around that baseball. And as you said, Michael, plenty of arm strength. You can see the comparisons to Alex Rodriguez. Manny Machado growing up in Miami certainly knows Alex, and similar talents.
Here's Brett Gardner. Fly ball to left in the first inning. And a strike.
We mentioned Gausman's slow start so far. You know, in the month of April, you see this a lot. But it was really the walks. Averaging 5.6 walks per 9 innings coming into this start. He looks like the Gausman of old tonight so far, and the one that dominated the Yankees last year.
One and two. 7.50 ERA is the highest in the big leagues. Throws a lot of pitches and doesn't throw a lot of first pitch strikes. Just 54.5%. Worst in the American League. Count 3-2 on Gardner, trying to get on. High fly ball, left field. Rickard drifts back. 2 away. You know, we're talking about Machado, and if you're an Oriole third baseman, you're going to be compared to the guy on the left, Brooks Robinson, here in that World Series against the Cincinnati Reds. Just eye-opening skill at third base. And let's see a similar play. Although Brooks didn't bobble his, but Machado still made the throw and got him. And came up as a shortstop. But has moved to third and won a platinum glove there, which is emblematic of the best defender in all of baseball. Better than gold. Headley with a fly ball to right. Seeing he's there, and the Yankees go down in order. 1, 2, 3. 3 in the books here at the stadium. 2-0 Orioles. Brought to you in part by Delta. We fly to the most destinations from New York City to get you where you're going. Delta, keep climbing. All right, we put 3 in the books here at the stadium. The Audi scoreboard has the Orioles up 2-0 on the Machado 2-run double. Chris Davis leads off against Sabathia, and there is a strike. Yankees shift for Davis. 3 infielders on the right side. Swings at a pitch outside, 0-2. It'll be Davis, Castillo, and Mancini against Sabathia. First game of this 3-game set. Orioles lead 2-0. Holds up. 1-2. Davis had 38 home runs last year. We told you Trumbo had 47. Machado added 37. So the middle of that order, you really have to navigate as CC punks Davis. So 1 on, that'll bring up Castillo, and it gives us time for the Orioles team scouting report presented by Jeep.
Well, they just keep on keeping on winning series. They're 6-0-1 and 7 series to start the year, and the one-run magic is back. They're 6-1 in one-run games, and second in Major League Baseball to the Rockies, the surprising Rockies, who are 7-0 in those one-run games. And there's kind of random variance in that sort of a stat we'll get into a little later, but that resilient bullpen, they're much deeper than they're given credit for. Brad Brock has stepped right in. Maybe one of the most underrated relievers in the game.
Castillo hits one deep to right field. Turning and looking is Judge. See ya. A home run for Castillo. A 2-run shot, and it's 4-0 Orioles. First home run for Castillo as he drives in Davis, who was hit by a pitch.
A couple of unforced errors have really caught Sabathia. A lot of the plate. Castillo thinking right field the whole time. The further he hit it down there, the shorter it is. And Sabathia got porched.
Here's Mancini, and a strike.
Was really in the driver's seat to Chris Davis and plunked him to put him on base before that home run. And then, as you said, Michael, before Machado's double was a walk as well, and with 2 outs.
The 0-1.
What looks like pretty decent stuff from Sabathia tonight suddenly has turned into 4 runs on the board in a hurry.
One and 2. Swing and a miss. Mancini down on strikes. 1 away.
Good stuff. As we said before, this is a good looking cut fastball spin to it at 92 miles an hour. Got it in a good location on the inside corner.
Not much angst for Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach in Boston. He enjoyed Severino's outing and loved Tanaka's outing. Pitch to Scope is inside, 1-0.
Well, what a great job with Luis Severino, that guy right there. And complete turnaround from last year to this year, and maybe the biggest difference, the difference between a 22-year-old and a 23-year-old. Some things you just have to learn for yourself out on the mound, and no pitching coach can teach you everything. Severino certainly has learned it, Michael. I think his little stint in the bullpen last year helped rebuild his confidence, and he showed up this year in spring ready to establish himself. I really believe that his success in the bullpen last year on the major league level did more for his confidence than going back to AAA for more seasoning.
Now, I give the Yankees credit too, David. He was so good in the bullpen that it would have been so easy for them to just say, you know what? Let's plug him in there, make the bullpen even better. But it's so important to have a good starter, so much more than another reliever when you have a good bullpen already.
Well, they're so hard to develop, and you're right, Michael. The Yankees have 2 young starters in their rotation now, with Severino looking so good early in the season, and Jordan Montgomery as well. You got a righty and a lefty combo, both under 25 years old.
And Scope goes down on strikes.
Another strikeout for Sabathia. Another cut spin up and out of the zone this time, and gets Scope to chase. Just above the letters.
There's a strike to J.J. Hardy. Hardy struck out in the third. And there's a base hit with 2 outs. Before that base hit, Hardy won for his last 19. There's Joey Rickard. He started that 2-run third inning with a slow roller infield single to third base with 2 outs. Sabathia deals high. And the pitch. 2-0. So a 2-run double for Machado in the third, a 2-run home run for Castillo here in the fourth. O still batting, runner at first, 2 men out, 2-0 count on the leadoff batter. 3-0.
Seen that with a lot of pitchers, Michael. You get 2 quick outs and then maybe you relax just a bit. We saw that with Michael Pineda a lot last year.
And he walks him on 4 pitches, putting runners on first and second, 2 outs, and Jones comes to the plate.
Another unforced error as you evaluate pitchers. I know when I pitch, Michael, that's what I would look at these. You know, these 3 situations with 2 quick outs. Can't really fault him for the bleeder, you know, the chopper that Rickard got last time, but the walks. Another walk here, the walk to Adam Jones. Those are unforced errors that can lead to home runs, to big innings. When you were on top of an inning, you know, that's concentration, that's being able to finish off innings. Sabathia has always been so good at that. It's easy to slide. You know, it happened to me. It happened to Jim Palmer across the way. It's one of the toughest things for pitchers. Maintain that level of concentration through the whole inning.
Throws a breaking ball for a strike to Jones, and the count 0-1. So 5 hits for the Orioles, 1 for the Yankees against Gausman. We're in the top of the 4th inning. It's 4-0 Baltimore. Blocked by Romine. 1-1.
Change up down right on top of home plate. I think it's safe to say that Romine's stock has clearly risen quite a bit. Early in this year, did a great job last year as a backup. Really opened some eyes, I'm sure, around the league.
Jones goes down as the ball goes off the foot and rolls all the way to Bird. Take a look on Yesmo. Might have gotten him on the pad. You usually don't see that. Usually always misses the pad. Got a little of the foot. 1-2 on Adam Jones. And Sabathia deals the 1-2. 92 upstairs, 2-2.
Oriole lineup is relentless. Once again, Machado on deck. Sabathia trying to keep this game from unraveling on him.
Swing and a miss. Big strikeout. And Jones fires the bat in frustration as he goes down on strikes. 2 runs, 2 hits, and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Art phenom Andre Trenier and star catcher Gary Sanchez have come together to design 3 custom Yankees caps. Pick up a Pepsi and vote for your favorite one at Yankees.com/Pepsi. Plus, you could win Yankees prizes just for voting. Matt Holliday leads off the bottom of the 4th at 4-0 O's. And there's strike. Audi scoreboard 4-5-0 for the Orioles, 0-1-0 for the Yanks. The Yankees 1 hit, a double to right center by Didi Gregorius. It'll be 3-4-5 in the Yankee order this inning as Matt fouls it back to the screen, 0-2.
Michael, Gosman looks like he did against the Yankees last year. 9 of 12 first pitch strikes. And we noted his difficulty with that particular number coming into tonight.
Swing and a miss. Holliday down on strikes. So he strikes out against Gosman for the 2nd time. How about this? These are the lowest ERAs against the Yankees since 1920. Chris Sale's went up yesterday just a bit to 1.31. Then the knuckleballer Hoyt Wilhelm, 1.98. Billy Swift, Seattle, 2.03. Marcus Stroman, and then Gosman, that's a minimum of 7 starts. Ellsbury, low, 1-0.
The age-old debate, Michael. Is there something Gosman, is feeling against the Yankees? Or is it just random variance on such small sample sizes? Do pitchers feel more comfortable with some mounds in different ballparks? Is there a confidence level, the human element come into play?
Well, mounds obviously are supposed to be uniform, but obviously they're different too.
They're different, and the shapes and sizes of different ballparks are different, and the backdrop in every ballpark is different.
Foul ball down the left field line. Did you like it there was more room behind the plate to the backstop or less?
Less. I definitely like less. For a pitcher, when you're looking through the catcher and you feel like the backstop is closer to you, that view, the opposite view of this, but you can see how much depth is here back to the wall, makes you feel like you're on top of the hitter.
Fly ball left field. Rickard puts it away.
Camden Yards has a feel for a pitcher that you're right on top of the hitter because there's not a lot of space between home plate and the back wall. So depth perception from a pitcher standpoint, yeah, that can build confidence. Quite a bit here at Yankee Stadium all the way back. So when a pitcher's looking at a catcher, you still notice the backdrop. You notice that there's an overall feel of whether you're on top of the hitter. Do you feel like you're throwing harder? Do you feel like your stuff is better? Obviously more psychological than anything, but human beings play this game, not robots. So
what was a bad park with a lot of room?
The old Candlestick Park was that way. All the parks I used to play in that are no longer around.
Castro fouls it away, 1-1. The old Yankee Stadium seemed cozy because they added some seats over the years as well.
Yeah, they did, and I like that. I like the feeling of being on top of the hitter. I like the feel of Camden Yards. You just felt like you were closer to the batter, so it made you feel more confident.
1-1. 1-2. Castro lined out right to Davis, leading off the 2nd inning here with 2 outs in the 4th. He has a 1-2 count. Gregorius is on deck. And the 1-2.
Gausman, really, it's been the fastball. He has established his fastball. He's thrown a ton of them. 2-seamers, 4-seamers, up to 98 on the top end. Good movement on his sinker. Occasional split to lefties. Really haven't seen many sliders at all as of yet. It's really his third best pitch. Gausman throughout his career has always kind of been tougher on left-handed batters than right. Kind of a reverse platoon split.
Fouled it off.
The reason for that is his slider. He doesn't have that put-away slider against right-handed batters. Generally speaking, you would see fastball slider against righties. You see Roger McDowell there, my former teammate with the Mets, who's become such an excellent pitching coach. But you see right there the reverse platoon splits. So he's tougher on lefties than righties, which is really unusual.
There's a base hit to right field. Nice piece of hitting by Castro as he picks up a 2-out single.
Fastball outer third at best. And a thing of beauty for Alan Cockrell, the hitting coach for the Yankees. Anytime you see Castro, especially down in the count with 2 strikes, looking to go the other way.
Here's Didi. Double to right center in the second inning. His first at bat, back off the DL. Grounded to second base. Scope. And that'll do it in the 4th for the Yanks. No runs a hit, no errors in. 1 man left on base. We go to the 5th. In the 5th inning, it's 4-0 Orioles. As Manny Machado did the first damage against the Bathy with a 2-out, 2-run double. And there's a strike. So Machado, 2 for 2 tonight. Average from 205 to 227 in 2 at-bats. Now you mentioned Roger McDowell, the pitching coach. Dave Wallace was the pitching coach for the Orioles and then decided to retire. But McDowell takes over, and you said you were a teammate of his. The 1-1. And I just wonder, he always had this reputation of being zany and wacky, and he was a second spitter on Seinfeld. Did you ever think he'd be a pitching coach?
Well, yes, you always saw Roger was so committed. He was a great relief pitcher, especially for the '86 Mets, one of the unsung heroes of that particular team.
Grounded, foul.
You know, Roger McDowell was always one of the classic pranksters in the history of the game, or certainly in the modern era of guys I've seen around. But when he went to pitch and in the bullpen, he was all business and very serious.
So he knew the game and examined the game on that level.
Yes.
This doesn't surprise you.
It doesn't really surprise me. And personalities like Roger's are good to have in clubhouses. You know, big personality. Keep it lighthearted, but also when it's time to work, you go to work.
High fly ball, deep center. Turning and looking is Ellsbury. See ya! Oh, what a shot by Machado! And it is 5-0 O's. He put that out of sight. Judge knows the feeling.
Get another look up and in. Doesn't quite get there. Machado's kind of sitting on that and just crushes this ball.
.470 feet. Wow. Ground ball and a base hit through the right side for Trumbo. And that breaks it 0 for 25 for Trumbo. Machado with his 4th home run of the year. What a majestic shot.
Yep, that's about 470.
That's the longest home run in the majors this year.
Just the sound off the bat tells you about all you need to know. The rest is just how far it would go, and up there is rare territory.
Davis rips one the other way on the run as Gardner. Beautiful play to haul it in to record the first out as Trumbo heads back to first.
Yeah, nothing to it, right? How many great plays have we seen Brett Gardner making left field over the years? Nothing to it.
Jonathan Holder is up. And Castillo takes a strike. Shows you how humane baseball is. Castillo hits one just into the short porch, and it counts the same. Actually counted for more because it was a 2-run shot as the one that Machado hit over the restaurant.
But that one feels a little better, I think. That's the type of talent he has. He came in kind of struggling. You knew that you're not going to keep him down for long. And Machado bursting out for the first time this season.
The 0-2. High fly ball. Deep left center. Ellsbury makes the play for the second out. We're in the 5th inning, David, and he is a triple away from the cycle. So he's had the single, double, and the home run. It's kind of odd, David. It seems like CC doesn't have bad stuff tonight. It's just he's given up 5 runs.
Yeah, a couple of unforced errors that really exacerbated his situation, as you mentioned, and we've talked about 2 outs with nobody on and walks, and a little bit of being unlucky as well.
Mancini grounds it foul.
When you're giving up home runs, it's on you on the mound. But his stuff is certainly much better in this start than it was in his last start. But this Oriole lineup is still one of the best around, and they can hit home runs in bunches.
Well, we told you coming in, just 26 home runs for the Orioles, 8th in the American League. But now 2 tonight. The 0-2 just got a piece. Really big crowd here at Yankee Stadium on this Friday evening. So far, the Yankee fans in the crowd disappointed. 5-0. Orioles lead. And the Yankees certainly dominated the first homestand, going 8-1.
Yeah, these are the frustrating starts. You know, speaking from experience, Michael, that you feel like you had good stuff and you let it get away from you a little bit. Those are the ones that keep you up at night a little bit.
Swing and a miss. Mancini down on strikes for the 3rd time tonight. But the Orioles get a run. Almost seems like you should count for more than a run. 470 feet launched off the bat of Machado. We're halfway through 5-0 O's. Ram Truck Month going on now by People's United Wealth Management. Expert advice to set tomorrow in motion. And by your Tri-Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Tri-Honda dealer for great deals on the 2017 models. The Yankees have dug themselves a 5-0 hole as they go to the bottom of the 5th. Here is Aaron Judge against Kevin Gausman. Fouled away. Take a look at the Volkswagen League leaders, and there are 5 tied with 7 home runs. Aaron Judge is one of them.
I say he's got 8. He got robbed of 1.
That's right. GMC scoreboard 5-0 O's. And the 1-1. Driven deep to left center field. There it goes. See ya! A home run into the Oriole bullpen. Yankees on the board. It's 5-1. Well, he has 8 now.
More like 8 ball in the corner pocket, Michael. This is just a line drive. Don't see too many line drives that don't get that much height that go out in that part of Yankee Stadium.
There's Bird. And a strike.
What you can tell from that shot right there is when you hit the sweet spot of the bat, there's no vibration. That's a beautiful feeling. You talk to home run hitters and they say, what do you feel off the bat when you hit one like that? And universally, the answer is almost nothing. You square it up perfectly on the sweet spot, barrel it up, as you see now, number 8. There is almost zero vibration in the bat.
3-1 on Bird. So the home run gets the crowd back into it, as Gosman had been setting the Yankees down. And Judge now takes the American League lead with 8 home runs. It's his 16th ribby. The 3-1 to Bird. A strike, 3-2. And the pitch. Bird walks. And that's going to bring up Romine, and Castillo goes out and talks with Gosman. Romine grounded to third. That was in the third. Want to know, do home runs unnerve you when you're on the mound?
Yes, they can. It's the first time we've seen, Gosman kind of get out of sync a little bit there. The walk to Bird and now kind of yanking that first pitch to Romine. If you're on the Yankee bench right now, you're starting to come alive.
Ground it to short. There's one. On to first, it's a double play. 6-4-3 double play off the bat of Romine. And that settles things down a bit for the O's.
Pitcher's best friend, without a doubt. The double play ball is probably the biggest rally killer known to baseball, and what a pickup for Gosman.
There's Brett Gardner. 2 fly balls to left. Oh, and 1. Oh, and 2. And the 0-2. 1-2. Yankees have won 12 of their last 15 games. First time they've done that since July of 2015. Two.
The Yankees really need Brett Gardner to get going here, and you see these two here, Gausman and Castillo, have done a good job tonight. They've been in sync. Gausman hasn't shaken him off once.
That one's looped into center field. It is going to dunk in front of Jones for a base hit. So Gardner picks up a 2-out single, and that'll bring up Headley.
Good pitch. That is right on the inside corner. Gardner gets jammed. You can see the vibration in the bat. And just in front, as Jones just corrals it and keeps it in front. Gardner with a 2-out hit.
Headley walked and a fly ball to right. And with the shift on, he was thinking about bunting the other way. But he takes the ball.
It's an excellent idea here, down 5-1. Trying to get Holiday up to the plate with a chance for a 3-run homer.
And he did not make Machado move onto the grass. Machado still went back. So the bunt is still available on that side. Strike. Headley with a good eye is ahead in the count on over 30% of the pitches that he's seen. And that's 4th best in Major League Baseball. Bryce Harper's first, Eric Thames second, and Nick Markakis is third.
I think Headley's good start this year really comes down to plate discipline. Getting much deeper into counts, better pitches to hit, laying off, and not chasing as much out of the zone.
One and two on Headley.
Pitch number 83 here coming from Gausman.
Fly ball, left field. Rickard is back and makes the play for the final out. But Aaron Judge gets the Yankees on the board. Takes an inside pitch and drills it into the bullpen in left center field. His 8th home run of the year, and it's 5-1-0s. Celebrate the captain's legendary career with more than 50 hours of Derek Jeter-themed programming, all leading up to live coverage of the Jeter Night ceremony, where his iconic number 2 jersey will be retired at the stadium. There's a ground ball to short, and the throw to first gets Jonathan Schoop. What a play by Didi.
Well, how about a tester, Michael? Deep in the hole, tough hop, a little bit flat-footed. How's your arm feeling? Pretty good, especially with Greg Bird doing his Mark Teixeira impersonation, and really a pretty easy scoop. Welcome back, Didi.
Here's J.J. Hardy, 1 for 2. And there's a strike. 5-1, Orioles over the Yanks.
This is one thing, Michael, Sabathia has always been able to do is give you innings, even at this latter part of his career. Still out there. Only 77 pitches.
Fly ball. Right center, Ellsbury for the second out.
Sabathia has always been one of the most accountable players of his generation. He's going to look back on this start and really be disappointed because he had good stuff tonight. He still has good stuff. And a couple of unforced errors have set him up for some long balls. And problem is they weren't solo. There were men on base because of those unforced errors, and that's why it's 5-1.
Rickard shows bunt, takes a strike. Orioles got Rickard last year as a Rule 5 pick. And what they saw in his minor league numbers said, let's take a chance. He had a .390 on-base percentage in 4 minor league seasons. And they said, you know what? On-base percentage probably translates from the minors to the majors. Kept him on the roster all year last year. And now he's back. 1-1. Push punt. CC fields, and he can't make the play. It's a base hit for Rickard.
You replace your divots, call the grounds crew out, and this is an excellent play by Rickard. Sabathia falling off to the third base side, being a lefty, and I'm surprised he even got there. This is well placed. And even if Sabathia comes up with a clean, it would have been a difficult play to get Rickard out because he runs so well.
Now, CC's had problems with his knees, and you hope he's okay, because that divot that came up was because the right knee kind of dove into the ground there. Larry Rothschild coming out to give him a little bit of a breather. And a lot of teams know that play's available against CC. As great a pitcher as he's been, he's never been a great fielder of the baseball. And the knee that kicked up that divot is the one where he wears the brace. So you hope that all that torque and the weight coming down on the knee didn't upset it.
It was a serious chunk of grass that came out of there. It's like my pitching wedge from 110 yards, Michael, and it only went about 50.
Brian Mitchell now up. CC is uber competitive, and just put this in your mental bank for the next time the Yankees play the Orioles. He will not forget that Rickard did that. And Rickard did nothing wrong, but a pitcher doesn't want one of his weaknesses exploited like that. The 0-1. Grounded up the middle and through for base hit. Rickard round second. He's going to go to third. It's a base hit for Jones. First and third, 2 men out. And that's going to bring up that man again, Manny Machado. Looks like Joe Girardi making his way up those steps. Is he going to take him out? Brian Mitchell has been throwing.
Yeah, I don't think you can let Sabathia face Machado again.
So an odd outing for CC. The stuff seemed okay, but the results are obviously not there. A lot of the damage done with 2 outs again in this inning. The bunt and then the single up the middle. So CC's going to depart. They'll call on Brian Mitchell. Manny Machado will come up. He's a triple away from the cycle, but the Yankees are worried about keeping it right here at 5-1. Back and better than ever. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Plus, get a free subscription to @Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. So CC will watch the rest of this inning from the bench. 5 2/3, 9 hits, 5 runs, the 2 runners on base, his responsibility, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. So not an easy task for this young man, Brian Mitchell, who's pitched well in his first 7 games. He has to try to get out Manny Machado on a night when Machado has singled, had a 2-run double, and then hit a home run over the restaurant in center field. A 470-foot blast, the longest in the big leagues so far this year. So 1st and 3rd, 2 men out, 5-1-0s. And Mitchell deals low. Last player to hit for a cycle against the Yankees, the Rays' B.J. Upton, and that was 2009, and that's when he was B.J. He was not Melvin at that point. 1-0, 2-0.
One of the most overrated stats, cycle. I'd rather hit another homer if I'm Manny Machado, you know. I mean, what's it? Just matching up single, double, triple, and a homer. I'd rather hit 4 homers.
That's also good, though. More total bases. 2-0. 3-0, being very careful. Trumbo is on deck. Let's see if Showalter green lights Machado. Ball 4, didn't come close. Bases loaded. Orioles have 9 hits. Yankees with 4 Yankee run and Aaron Judge home run. Trumbo singled his last time up. That broke an 0 for 25. So 5 straight balls by Brian Mitchell. No place to put Trumbo. A 1-0. There's a strike, 1-1. 226 average with the bases loaded, 3 grand slams.
For Mitchell, it's really aggressiveness. When you possess an upper 90s fastball and a good slider, you go right after him.
That one's drilled deep to left. There it goes. See ya. Grand slam. That's into the bleachers in left field. And it is 9-1-0s. No doubt about it.
It's a coming out party for those 2 guys. Mitchell knows it, the look on his face, just a spinning slider right there, right in his wheelhouse. For Trumbo and Machado, a great night.
That one measured at 459 feet. Nine 1-0s. 0-2 on Chris Davis. Oh for 23 coming in. And then after the first two at-bats, 0 for 25, and Trumbo gets a single, then a grand slam. Swing and a miss. Davis down on strikes. Romine gets an angle, and that will do it. But the damage has been done. Mark Trumbo, last year with 47 home runs. This only his second home run of the year, and it's damaging. It's a grand slam. It's 9-1-0s. New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. On the 9 runs, the most the Yankees have given up this year. In game 21, they're down 9-1. Matt Holliday will lead off. 1-0. Boy, we are seeing some tape measure shots. And the weather hasn't even gotten warm yet, although this is the first warm night here in the Bronx during the season.
Yeah, it kind of felt like we broke through today in terms of weather.
Aaron Judge, the Yankees' only run. He hits a home run in the 5th. There's a strike, 3-1 on Holliday. And the pitch, 3-2. Ground ball inside third and down the left field line for Holliday. Playing it off the wall is Rickard, and Holliday has a leadoff double.
Quick hands, beats him to the punch and keeps it fair. You see Gausman trying to go down and away, and it leaked over the inner half.
Here's Ellsbury as the Yankees try to climb out of an 8-run hole. 9-1. Grounded foul. Castro's on deck. Then Didi and Judge. Holliday leads off second. And the 0-1. Line to left field. Rickard on the run. He'll make the play for the first out. Different mindset with the lead.
Absolutely. You know, you have so much margin for error now. You can definitely get more of the plate with your pitches when you fall behind in the count. Walks are a no-no. Probably reaching the end of his rope here, approaching 100 pitches. Although Showalter, if he gets out of this, may try to push him through 7. 21 pitch 5th inning, shot him up.
There's a base hit up the middle. Holliday is rounding third. They're going to hold him up. Jones has a good arm, comes up throwing. And the throw cut off by Machado. So a single for Castro. And the Yankees have runners on the corners with 1 man out.
First off, good hitting. Castro again. He's gone the other way once and right back up the box for another hit, and the right call at third with Holliday running. You're down by 8 runs. You can't take a chance right here with this guy. Give Didi Gregorius a chance with 2 men on here and 1 out in the bottom of the 6th.
First at bat for Didi off the DL, a double to right center, then he grounded to second in the 4th. Defense plays him straight up. They're pinching up the middle, looking for the double play. 1 man out, bottom of the 6th. Yankees down 9-1. We're going to make it 9-4 right there. Gausman struggled on April 8th, his first start against the Yankees. 4 2/3, 8 hits, 4 runs. Been so much better here tonight, but the night not over. The 0-1. 1-1. Velocity still there on pitch number 94. That was 96 miles an hour. One and two.
It's pretty much been fastball split all night from Gausman. A good one there to Didi. Kind of both sides of the plate with his fastball, really established it. And now when he needs some swings and misses, he goes to the splitter. I'd be surprised if he didn't throw another one right now.
See Castillo staring up at Gregorius, see if Gregorius was peeking before he gave the sign. One, two. Ground ball right side. Nice play by Scope. And he gets Didi. Scoring is Holiday, moving to second. Castro. But that might have short-circuited the inning right there if it had gotten through. So a nice play by Scope as Gregorius picks up an RBI.
Well, you're right, Michael. Scope covers a lot of ground. This ball was ticketed for right field. And at the last minute, Scope stabs it and wheels and deals and gets Gregorius. Heck of a play.
That's going to bring up Aaron Judge. Homered his last time up. 9-2 Orioles. Oh and 1. Solo shot in the 5th. His American League leading 8th home run.
You see, he's been talking to Bernie Williams. He's learned that old bug in the eye trick.
The 0-1. 1-1. Great nails. Castro leads off second, 2 men out. One and 2 on Judge. And the pitch. 2-2. With a big lead, Showalter refuses to get anybody up in the bullpen, as if to say to Gausman, you're getting through this inning no matter what. And the 2-2. 3-2 with Greg Bird on deck.
One thing that's very noticeable about Aaron Judge is he's clearly seeing the ball a lot better, Michael. We haven't seen him swing at those pitches in the dirt like we did last year. So big turnaround from last year to this year. Recognition, strikeout rate is down.
Three-two. Drill deep to center field. That ball is into Monument Park. See ya! A 2-run home run for Judge. And the Yankees are not done yet. It's 9-4 Orioles. Judge's second home run of the night. They're giving Torres a lift so he can high five Aaron Judge. Pretty impressive.
This is just a rocket. Line drive bullet. That's usually a double for just about anybody else. But for Aaron Judge, this line drive carries right on into Monument Park. We've seen him hit them high and far. We've seen him just crush line drives and almost take off a pitcher's head. And line drive home runs to dead center.
Chris Davis also has 2 tonight, so Aaron Judge tied with the A's. Davis with 9 home runs, tops in the American League. There's Greg Bird. And he swings at the first pitch and grounds at the scope, who charges and makes the play, and that will do it. But the Yankees put 3 more on the board. On 3 hits, nobody left. The big blow off the bat of that man, Aaron Judge. He continues to dent the baseball. On April 30th for one of the hottest collectibles of the season, it's Gary Sanchez Bobblehead Day, the first in the 2017 Collectible Series presented by AT&T for the first 18,000 guests in attendance. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. Sanchez due to go out on a rehab assignment in Scranton on Tuesday to add him to this lineup. Aaron Judge getting serenaded by the fans in right field. His first multi-homer game in the big leagues. And he has 9 home runs on the season. So it's 9-4 after 6. We start in the 7th. Brian Mitchell still on the mound on the Cadillac scoreboard. And Wellington Castillo leads off. 1-0.
That at-bat by Aaron Judge just kind of shows you the growth from year over year of buying that fastball, getting good pitches to hit, not chasing those pitches in the dirt, not chasing the strikeout pitches out of the strike zone. He's still going to strike out, but the rate is much less. And when you see those types of at-bats and he ends up getting a good pitch to hit, he doesn't miss it. Been his MO his whole career. Each level he's jumped in the minor leagues on up through the major leagues, there was an adjustment period for him.
Well, Mitchell seems a little out of sync tonight as he walks Castillo. Remember, he walked Machado on 4 pitches in the 6th and then gave up the grand slam to Trumbo. Came back to strike out Davis, but now walks Castillo. Mitchell comes on and is on in relief of CC Sabathia. Pitch to Mancini is a strike. Line to right field. On the run is Judge. He can't get there. Gonna have to play it against the wall. Judge will fire it into Castro. It's a double for Mancini as Castillo goes to third. So second and third, nobody out.
And Mancini has been a great story for the Orioles. The rookie off to a really good start. Been a big contributor. Aaron Judge took a look, but that line drive was too well hit for him to get there in time.
Well, Mitchell has not pitched since the 23rd. That was in Pittsburgh. Gave the Yankees 2 innings. Gentry comes in to pinch run. And that brings up Scope. The Yankees have the infield in. Lined and past Headley and into left field for a base hit. Castillo scores. Gentry scores. The throw comes into second. It's a 2-run single for Scope, and it's 11-4 Orioles.
Well, another hanging breaking ball, and it is scorched. With the infield in, Headley with no chance. It's the life of a relief pitcher.
Holder's up again. One and 0 on Hardy. One and 1.
The Yankees team ERA is doing a classic regression to the mean tonight as they have been so dominant, both bullpen and starters. They were probably due for a few earned runs tonight, and they got them. And the Orioles on their end, Machado and Trumbo, they were probably due as well, as they were underperforming up to this point, and you knew that wasn't going to last.
Fly ball into shallow center. That's going to dunk in for a base hit. So Hardy picks up his second single. And Scope stops at second. And Larry Rothschild will talk with Brian Mitchell. And we remind you, tomorrow afternoon, this big division series continues on YES as the Yankees battle the Orioles in Game 2. Coverage starts at noon with Audi batting practice today in the Chevy pregame. Then catch all the action here in the Bronx. It's all on YES and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. And Michael Pinedo get the start for the Yankees, and for the Orioles, it's Ubaldo Jimenez. So Rothschild has his say as Mitchell continues his struggles.
This just in on Aaron Judge's home run, Michael, and that ball that he hit in his last at-bat was 119 miles an hour, a little bit over, which is the hardest hit ball ever measured by StatCast.
Rickard grounds it foul.
It went 435 feet only because it was a line drive. But you talk about hitting it on the button.
Scope at second. Hardy is at first. Still nobody out in the seventh. It's 11-4 Orioles. The 0-1. Strike 0-2. Still 0-2.
I think as a reliever, we've seen Mitchell, Michael, kind of vie for the starting rotation. I think the Yankees still are maybe a little uncertain of his future, whether he's going to be a power reliever or a setup guy, maybe eventually in the late innings, or go back to being a starter when the opportunity arises. And as a reliever in this role, he's got a couple of different kinds of breaking balls, and we've seen him hang them tonight. He might need to narrow it down and find one that works.
High fly ball left field. Gardner on the track will make the play as the runners retreat, 1 away.
It's very hard to come in as a reliever and throw both a slider and a curveball along with your fastball. And saw a curveball right there from Mitchell and still hung on the inside part of the plate. So in this role, he's going to have to find one that he can control and maybe just narrow it down to fastball slider or fastball curveball. As a starter, obviously, you have more time to expand your repertoire. It seems like he's caught in between slider and curveball tonight. He really hasn't had one that he could rely on. As Trumbull hit a grand slam on a hanging slider.
Here's Adam Jones, Scope at second, Hardy at first, 1 man out now. 2 runs in the top of the 7th. Fly ball right field, and Judge dives, and he cannot make the play. It's a base hit, and the bases are loaded. And that's going to bring up Machado with the bases loaded, and no place to put him to pitch around him.
We talked about the excellent athleticism from Aaron Judge, and that's a big bounce. The ground shook a little bit when he hit, and Girardi's seen enough.
Well, Mitchell struggled tonight for sure. They'll go to Holder against Machado. With the Columbus Crew, kickoff is at 7:30, presented by Etihad Airways. Then after the match, stay tuned for the NYCFC documentary film Win right here on Yes. Last year's MVP David Villa continues to amaze, leads the team in goals scored, including an incredible 55-yard chip shot over the goalie. Did you see this one, David? This is amazing.
I did see the highlights, yes, and that guy's a player, without a doubt.
Wow.
I mean, he's got that it factor. I mean, how do you do that from 50 yards away?
It's been hailed as a candidate for goal of the year, so tomorrow the Yankees play at 1, NYCFC at 7:30, so make it a double dip on Yes. Jonathan Holder against Machado. 1-0. Ninth game for Jonathan. 10 hits and 5 1/3. He's going to bring that down. Bases loaded. 1 out. Machado singled in the first. Doubled over the head of Ellsbury to drive in 2 runs in the 3rd. A home run, 470 feet away it landed over the restaurant in center field, his 4th of the year. Then he walked and scored in the 6th. So great night for Machado. Fly ball, shallow right field. Judge makes the catch and then fires in. Holding at third is Scope. So they finally retire Manny Machado.
Trumbull's grand slam was a big blow off of Brian Mitchell, and a couple of parting gifts for CC Sabathia on the earned run side.
Trumbo 2 for 4. And the breaking ball whispers across the outside corner for a strike. Oh, and 2.
Good looking sliders from Jonathan Holder so far in this inning. This is where you try to throw them. And when you get them there, they usually work.
Home plate umpire is trying to signal to the scoreboard that it's 0-2, not 1-1. Now it's being changed. Nubbed in front of the plate. Romine makes the throw, and Holder comes on and does a good job. But the Orioles scored 2 more runs on 3 hits, or 4 hits, no errors, and the bases are left loaded. At the end of 6.5 innings of play, it's time for the 7th inning stretch here at the stadium. Time for the game summary, brought to you by your local Nissan dealer. 11-14-0 for the O's, 4-7-0 for the Yanks. Gosman 6 innings, and you see the numbers. CC went 5 2/3. Manny Machado 3 for 4, 2-run double, solo home run, and Aaron Judge 2 home runs, 3 runs as well. Gentry takes over in right field for Mancini, and Austin Romine leads off against Gosman. You see the Cadillac scoreboard. 1-0. So we've seen a 470-foot home run, and we've seen a home run whose exit velocity is the highest recorded ever on a home run. That one off the bat of Aaron Judge, the one that went into the Monument Park area here at the ballpark. Vidal Nuno, former Yankee, getting ready. Slow roller, third base, going to be tough play, and it's a base hit for Romine.
Well, take it and run if you're Romine. Totally jammed. And Machado, as far back as he was playing, even with his rocket arm, no chance, and thinks better of it.
All right, with the lefty Gardner coming up and Gosman running out of gas, they will go to Nuno to face Gardner. Come on back. Brought to you by Pitney Bowes, the craftsman of commerce.
Mark Trumbull coming into this game with just 1 home run on the year. Make that 2. A grand salami that really broke this game open and might have just got him going.
Yankee fans remember Vidal Nuno. Now with the Orioles, one of 3 left-handers in the bullpen. And he'll be pitching in his 7th game. 6+ for Gosman, 106 pitches, and Romine is his responsibility at first. Yankees down 11-4 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Missed outside, 1-0. And the pitch. Fly ball, shallow center. 1 out. And that's going to bring up Chase Headley. So Gardner's 1 for 4 tonight. And as we said earlier, he's going to have to get it going because his numbers now 3 for his last 27, and he's hitting 190. Line down the left field line. It's a base hit. It'll go into the corner. Romine will go to third. They'll stop there. It's a double for Headley. And the Yankees have runners on second and third and one out.
First pitch off speed. You see Headley's out in front of it, but long through the zone and keeps it fair. Watch when you're out in front on the off speed, but you stay through it, level. Difference between that last year and this year, that swing right there. Very confident, stays on it even when he's fooled. Gets a line drive to stay fair.
Here's Matt Holliday, struck out his first 2 times up, but then doubled and scored. That was in the 6th. Of course, with a 7-run lead, the Orioles play the infield back with 1 out in second and third. The Yankees looking for more than just a ground ball from Holliday as they try to get back in this. Two and 0. On deck is Ellsbury. Three and 0.
Gee, what looked like a laugher for the Orioles as they were up 11-1. Suddenly, a little concern on your manager's face and your pitching coach. Yankees trying to make this interesting. A lot of at-bats left. And the Orioles bullpen shaking it up down there.
Oh, strike to Holliday, 3 and 1. Hard throwing Michael Givens up in the Orioles pen. Orioles carry 4 righties and 3 lefties. 7-man pen. The 3-1. And he walked him to load the bases. And that brings up Ellsbury. Ellsbury 0 for his last 11 with his 0 for 3 tonight. And he is dipped under 300 now at 289. Batting cleanup in the Yankee order. Castro's on deck. Orioles looking for the double play. Yankees looking for the big blow. And a strike from Nuño. 0 for 6 against Vidal Nuño with a strikeout. One and 1. Romine's at third. Headley at second. Holliday at first. Ellsbury's never hit a grand slam, but hitting .318 with the bases loaded. 1-1. 2-1.
Really good take right there from Ellsbury, showing some patience this at bat. And from the side, definitely checked.
That one is drilled deep to right field. There it goes. See ya. A grand slam for Ellsbury, the first of his career. And the Yankees are back in it. The Orioles lead 11-8. Not only his first grand slam, but his 100th career home run. Well, the ball is flying out tonight as Ellsbury connects against the lefty and knocks him out of the game as Showalter goes to the bullpen again. So congratulations to Ellsbury for his 100th career home run and his first grand slam. 11 8-0s. Come on back. One was a big one.
Yeah, turnabout's fair play. The Orioles have been bashing all night, had their own grand slam. Ellsbury answers back. As you said, Michael, his first career grand slam. And it's appropriate that he's now the cleanup hitter for the Yankees, so acting like a cleanup hitter.
And that made it into the bleachers in right. So Nuno does not do the job, so they turn it over to Michael Givens. And he's going to face Castro. Still just one out in the seventh. Yeah, still just the seventh. Dribbled slowly to third, charging Machado, fires to first, and they just got Castro for the second out. Boy, that arm is impressive.
It really is. It's almost as if he has so much confidence. He knows he can use the glove. He doesn't have to barehand it. And just rifles it. Easily getting Castro. Doesn't even rush. Supreme confidence. And rightly so.
So here is Didi, and he lines one to right field. It's a base hit. And you know why that means something? That allows Aaron Judge to come up to the plate with a man on base. Well, Judge has had a night. He strikes out in the second. Then he homered in the fifth. That was in the bullpen in left center. Let's take a look at that one. And then in the sixth, the hardest hit ball that went for a home run all year according to StatCast. 119.38 miles per hour. And there's a strike to Judge.
Yeah, and that second home run that you just mentioned just barely got over 50 feet high off the ground. So very rarely do you see somebody hit something that far that only gets 50 feet off the ground.
Last Yankee to have 3 home runs in a game. You just saw it was A-Rod in 2015. At 25 years old, Judge would be the youngest Yankee with a 3 home run game since Bobby Mercer did it in 1970 at the age of 24. 1-1. Right in on the hands. 1-2.
The growing confidence of Aaron Judge's swing as he goes after that pitch that just stays in enough, but right on it.
The 1-2, swing and a miss. Judge down on strikes. But there's a buzz here in the Bronx because Jacoby Ellsbury decided to hit his 100th home run of the year in dramatic fashion. A grand slam. Turn a blowout into a tight game. Our Yes Network original docuseries Homegrown: The Path to Pinstripes, featuring unprecedented access to the Yankees' highly touted farm system and a revealing look at some of the Bombers' top prospects. Believe me, everybody, this is a top flight show. It premieres Monday at 11 only on Yes. You've got to tune in. Chris Davis swings and misses as we start the 8th inning on the Hyundai scoreboard. 11-8 Orioles over the Yanks. There's a breaking ball strike. 0-2. Holder came on to get the final couple of outs of the 7th inning. One and two. Well, I just sense that people are anxious for the next Judge at bat. I don't think that's hyperbole because you just don't know what you can see if you would have ever seen it before. So the 2 home runs and the 2 strikeouts, as Davis just stays alive. But his home runs, I know it sounds weird, David, they're not just home runs, they're almost events.
Without a doubt. You know, you're just hoping that he gets another at-bat in this game. The Yankees can find a way with their last 6 outs to bat around, because he made the last out.
1-2. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Davis down on strikes. A lot of numbers out there on the line score, all adding up to 11-8.
An old school barn burner. A lot of really loud sounds off the bats tonight on both sides.
One and 0 on Castillo. Ground ball to Didi. 2 away. Well, if you're a fan of baseball, you don't want to hear a story like this. Madison Bumgarner, who had that dirt bike accident, they said he would be out 6 to 8 weeks. Well, now the Giants have released a statement saying that he's probably going to be out a minimum of 3 months. So that is terrible news. Such a great pitcher, such a clutch pitcher, and injured in such a odd, ridiculous way.
It is just awful. Tragic. I'm sure he probably feels worse about it than anybody. The responsibility to your team, your organization, yourself, your family.
On one hop to Didi. And Gentry is out, and a 1-2 inning for Holder as he retires the Orioles in order. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Yankees are down by 3. So 72 of 106 runs this season scored in the 5th inning or later for the Yankees. 8 runs tonight that fall under that. And the Yankees are in this game as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, but they're going to do it against some pretty good pitchers. They turn to Darren O'Day. So O'Day will face Bird, Romine, and Gardner. Vidal Nuno simply did not have it, serving up the grand slam to Jacoby Ellsbury. Hyundai scoreboard 11 8-0s. Bird 0 for 2 with a walk. O'Day deals a strike. Going over who he might face with hitting coach Alan Cockrell. And the 0-1. Quickly 0-2. Aaron Hicks is going to pinch hit for Austin Romine. High fly ball, deep center. Jones back on the track at the wall. He leaps to make the play. He took an extra base hit away from Bird. Not sure if it would have been a home run.
Well, Jones sized this up perfectly. You could see that he knew that he was going to get there. Took his time. And the perfect leap. Not sure that gets out. Maybe off the top of the fence. But a good swing from Greg Bird nonetheless. And Adam Jones right there sizes it up and snags it.
Pitcher's got to love that. Here's Aaron Hicks pinch hitting for Romine. One and 0. Now we know the Red Sox really were affected by a flu-like bug that just ripped through the clubhouse. The Orioles dealt with the same thing, and it kind of started in spring training. And when the Yankees faced the Orioles in their second series of the year, Darren O'Day was still feeling the effects of it and was very weakened. A lot of the Orioles felt that way, but O'Day's starting to round into shape. Now O'Day has enough stuff to get out lefties. Usually when you come sidewind like that, your trouble is to get out the opposite hitter, but he's certainly solved that. Left-handed hitter really gets a good look at him. Good long look at him. Dribbled slowly and fielded by Castillo. That's a nice play and a very brave play by Chris Davis to stick his arm into the baseline to make that catch. 2 away.
Well, right on both counts, Michael. It's a difficult play on the run. Aaron Hicks easily out. Davis with a good stretch and good glove work. Castillo's been very productive here for the Orioles in the early going and replacing a longtime Oriole too, who didn't have to move far. Matt Wieters over to the National League and the other side of town.
You know, just to build on that number that we gave you earlier, 72 of the 106 runs scored in the 5th inning or later for the Yankees. That's 68%. The major league average is 44%. And what makes that such an impressive statistic, with the way bullpens are now, you usually don't get a chance to score after the 5th inning because they keep bringing in a guy who throws harder and harder. So Yankees have done some work late. Speaking of the bullpen, Tyler Clippard is up for the Yankees. Holder's done a nice job. One and 2.
I think you brought up a good point about Darren O'Day, Michael, and his ability to get left-handed batters out. It's really because of that slider, the great command. He can backdoor it and keep it on the outside corner to lefties, or he can sweep it in on their hands. So he's been a really good reliever for a long time.
Fouled away.
And that's excellent velocity for throwing that low. His release point south of the border, still getting it in the upper 80s. He's got a changeup off of that as well. But it's really that slider, the command that he has of the slider to both sides of the plate that sets him apart. A career 2.46 ERA coming into this game. And over 500 games. This is his 503rd game in the major leagues. Get a look at the release point. Just how low can you go? About directly sidearm. Right on the equator.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitch. Just missed the outside corner. 3-2 with Headley on deck. Strike 3. Gardner down looking. So a great catch by Adam Jones. Yankees go down in order, and we go to the 9th inning, 11-8 Baltimore. Postgame is Bob and Jack are back in the studio with highlights and analysis, plus Meredith gets the clubhouse reaction and a look ahead to the weekend set with the O's. It's all right here on the YES Network. Well, here's the new Yankee defense. Hicks takes over in left field. Higashioka is behind the plate, so he will bat where Gardner batted, and he just ended the inning. And then Tyler Clippard is a new Yankee pitcher. Jonathan Scope will lead it off. And a strike. The 0-1. 1-1. Well, the interim closer, Brad Brock, is up for the Orioles. Zach Britton is on the DL. High fly ball. Left field. Hicks is there. 1 down. Here's J.J. Hardy.
Another one of these struggling Oriole hitters that kind of busted out tonight.
Clippard deals to Higashioka. And a strike. If you're looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th inning for the Yankees, it'll be Headley, Holiday, and Ellsbury. Headley, Holiday, and Ellsbury. And the 1-1. Fly ball center field. Ellsbury puts it away for the second out. And back to the top of the order, Joey Rickard. Rickard 2 for 4. An infield single and a bunt single between the mound and the first base line. Also walked. Been on base 3 times, scored 2 runs.
He has been right in the middle of the action. Infield single with 2 outs early in the game. Set up the first home run against Sabathia. That bunt single also was well executed and led to the Trumbull grand slam.
Crowd of 36,912 here at the stadium. Some have left, headed home on this beautiful Friday evening. That certainly has lifted the curtain a bit on the upcoming summer. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Watch the arm action on this Bugs Bunny changeup. It looks like a fastball cookie right down the middle. And see how far out in front Rickard is. It's almost as if Clippard's arm speed is faster on his changeup than his fastball. We used to talk about Mike Mussina back in his final year when he won 20 games with the Yankees and then walked away from the game, developed this kind of a changeup, but Clippard's had one of the best for a long time.
Soft ground ball fielded by Headley. Fires to first, and they just get Rickard for the final out. So the Orioles go down in order 1, 2, 3. And we go to the bottom of the ninth. Do the Yankees have a rally in their bones? They are down 11-8 coming up. Headley, Holiday, Ellsbury. Land Rover drive of the game.
Take a look or just listen. That's the sound of a 475-foot home run that ricochets above the Mohegan Sun. 470 on the distance. That is, without a doubt, the Land Rover drive of the game.
Well, he can smile right now, but if the Yankees rally, the Orioles will say, what happened? As Brad Brock will come in and try to close it. He is 4 for 4 in saves since Britton went down. So it's Headley, Holiday, and Ellsbury. Headley's 1 for 3 with a walk, double, and a run scored. A grand slam for Ellsbury. First in his career on his 100th home run. And of all the players who played Major League Baseball, 859 now have reached 100 home runs. One and one.
Well, a lot has been made of Zach Britton, the super closer of the Orioles, going down and on the DL, but Brad Brock has been lights out.
Good eye for Headley. Count 2-1.
Brock might be one of the most underrated relievers in the game, under the radar. He's been very solid, coming off a great year last year.
3-1 as the Yankees looking for base runners. Three and two as Headley was reaching down to undo the guard on his foot. So the count 3-2. Hasn't been many arguments with Brian Knight, the home plate umpire. And he walked him. A leadoff walk to Headley.
Pretty good night for Matt Holliday, a double mixed in with a couple of walks.
Fouls it away. Been an entertaining game, a lot of runs scored, a lot of hits. That almost hit Holiday 1-1. 19 runs between the two teams, 25 hits between the two teams, and almost a hit right here. And 2 home runs by Aaron Judge. Driven out to right center field. Jones on the run, turning, looking. He's going to play it off the wall. Holiday makes a big turn. He'll stop right there. Moving to third is Headley. And the Yankees have runners on first and third, and nobody out in the bottom of the ninth.
Well, this pitch is absolutely hammered. Middle away and up at best. Holiday's all over it. Jones is just going to have to turn and play the ricochet because that had some exit velocity as well. And Headley reads and it's going to coast on in to third base. Holiday hit it so hard that he had no chance to even get a double on that.
That's going to bring up Ellsbury. Last time up, his first career grand slam. 21st player to hit a grand slam for his 100th home run. And Bryce Harper and Ellsbury are the only ones to have their first grand slam be the 100th home run. So he steps in as the tying run. Bottom of the ninth, 11 8-0s. Grounded to first, foul ball. Nice grab by Davis, but a foul ball.
After being down 11-1 in this game, as we see, that ball's clearly foul right there. The Yankees now have 3 shots to tie this game up. Nine to 1 rather than 11-1. Down 9-1 and 11-4.
The 0-1. Strike 0-2, and Ellsbury didn't like that call. On deck for the Yankees is Castro. Defense fairly straight away for Ellsbury. Machado is pulled off the line at third. And that one is over the mound. And they're going to get 1 out. Scoring is Headley. Reaching on the fielder's choice is Ellsbury. So another RBI for Ellsbury, and now it's 11-9 Orioles with Castro coming up as the tying run.
Well, you see Ellsbury reaching on the off speed, the high hop, no chance to turn 2. So an easy RBI once it gets past Brock with Ellsbury running. Take the out on the Orioles side after a juggle.
Here's Castro. 2 hits tonight. That one is drilled deep to left field. There it goes. See ya. A tie game. The Yankees have come all the way back. It's 11-11 in the bottom of the ninth. Fifth home run for Castro, and that brings up Didi Gregorius, his first game back off the DL. 11-11 inside 1-0.
And this swing, you can do it, put your back into it. I mean, talk about a one-knee swing, Reggie Jackson style. Pandemonium.
1-1. And if you're wondering, on deck is Aaron Judge. Didi, 2 hits tonight and an RBI in his first game back. One and 2. Into the Bronx night. Into the bleachers. Into an 11-11 tie.
That one's 420 plus too. I mean, there's a lot of yardage out here tonight.
The 1-2. Skied the other way, foul. And the 1-2. Another foul ball. So an early battle for first place turning into a classic. The 1-2. Grounded softly toward first. Going to be a tough play. And they make it as Davis flips to Brock. And that will bring up Judge. In the 5th inning, bullpen. In the 6th inning, Monument Park. What does he do in the bottom of the 9th? You want drama? You want anticipation? You've got it. 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th inning. And Aaron Judge at the plate. Brock deals. 0-1. Nine home runs on the year. 18 runs batted in. So the stage has been set for Judge to hand down the 9th inning verdict. The 0-1. 1-1. And Brock deals. Judge holds off. 2-1. And that's what David was talking about earlier. Much better identification this year than last year at the end.
That was a good take right there. That was an excellent slider, just off, and Judge spit on it.
And the 2-1. Again he takes 3-1. On deck, Greg Bird. 4 home runs in the game for the Yankees.
Confident look on that young man's face right now.
And the pitch. He walked him. How about that for respect, David? I'm not saying that he purposely pitched around him, but he wasn't giving anything over the plate.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead and take first base. You're not getting anything to hit.
So now Roger McDowell, the pitching coach, comes out, and that brings up Bird. And Bird, last time up, had a good at bat and drove Adam Jones to the wall in center field, where he made a nice catch for the first out. So McDowell heads back to the dugout. Castillo and Brock continue to talk. It's 11-11. 22 combined runs, 27 combined hits. The Yankees with 4 home runs, the Orioles with 2 home runs.
Well, Brad Brock came into this game without an ERA. He's got one now, and Bird's looking to add to it.
There's a strike. The shift is on. 3 infielders on the right side. They are holding on Judge. The 0-1. 1-1. Judge with 1 home run this year. That came in the Sunday night game against the Cardinals. He has good power. He showed it in spring training. He showed it in 2015. And he has a short porch for which to aim. 1-2 on Bird. On deck is Aaron Hicks. And the 1-2. Foul back. Got one of the 3 at home plate after bang back off the backstop.
Trying to go up the ladder. Familiar theme on Greg Bird. This one, he gets a piece of.
Judge, the winning run at first base. The 1-2. 2-2. Brock's up there in a pitch count number that he doesn't get to that often. He's about to throw his 30th pitch.
Not insignificant with a day game tomorrow.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 on. Bottom of the 9th. Judge goes. The throw to second. Not in time, but they punched out Greg Bird on the called strike. So Judge tried to steal second and get into scoring position, but Bird struck out looking. But the Yankees tie the score on the Castro home run. Free baseball coming up. It was called a swing by Bird, and we look at the replay, and they're probably right.
Check out home plate umpire pointing at Greg Bird. That's the classic call for you're struck out on the swing, not the pitch. The pitch was way outside. Not total agreement on the Yankee bench, but it is the home plate umpire's call, although as our colleague Paul O'Neill always says, why not ask for help? It certainly looked to me like right on the borderline, and it's hard to argue with that call.
Well, after Brian Mitchell, Holder did his job, Clippard did his job, and now they will go to Chapman. When you have a tie game at home, there is no save situation, so you bring your closer in, and that's what the Yankees are doing with Chapman. Chapman struggled the first game in Boston through a lot of pitches. The velocity was down a little bit, but said everything was fine, so this is his next chance out there. He did nail down that game, made everybody's heartbeat speed just a little bit, but it's 11-11 now here in the 10th. And it's going to be Jones, Machado, and Trumbo against Chapman. And the Yankee closer deals inside. 100 miles an hour, so I guess he's okay.
Might have been the first professional game that Chapman's ever been in where the pitcher on the other side actually threw harder than he did, as Kelly was regularly 101 and 102. He's found a new home in the bullpen with the Red Sox is Joe Kelly, but I don't know if that's ever happened to Chapman before.
The 2-0 popped up and out of play. Well, the Orioles have certainly used their best. They've used Gibbons, they've used O'Day, and they used Brock. The Yankees have the advantage here because Chapman now pitching, and then you still haven't used Betances, and count 2-2.
And you also have Adam Warren, who can give you multiple innings, is off to such a great start this year. So yeah, at home with the momentum and the comeback and more weapons in the bullpen, you have to say advantage Yankees right now. But Adam Jones and with Machado on deck are one swing away.
Swing and a miss. He blew it right by him. 101 miles an hour. Those are what the Yankees have left in the bullpen. We told you about Betances and Warren. Of course, you have Tommy Lane.
Perfectly located. Just above the belt. On the inner third of the plate.
This is what the Orioles have left in their bullpen. Donnie Hart, Jason Aquino, 2 lefties, and Alec Asher. And a strike to Machado. Well, Chapman is dealing. Cold, misty, foggy night when he pitched at Fenway. A beautiful evening here in the Bronx. The 0-1. 102 high, 1-1.
Definitely throwing much better tonight than what you were describing you saw at Fenway. Much better extension and life.
And the 1-1. 2-1. Machado's had a night, as we've told you, 3 for 3, a walk, single, double, home run, 2 runs scored, 3 runs batted in. Grounded sharply to Headley. 2 outs. And that's going to bring up Trumbo. Want to look ahead to the bottom of the 10th. You've got Hicks, Higashioka, and Headley. Foul back. Trumbo probably thought he put the game out of reach with the grand slam in the 6th inning off of Brian Mitchell. Not so. Knocked down by Chapman. And Trumbo will reach.
Well, it's a changeup. You can hear it off the end of the bat. And the only question with Chapman is where did it hit him? Did it hit his pitching hand? It's like it caught a little skin, but it was off the end of the bat. It was not hit very hard. A changeup right off the end. And yes, right off skin.
Got a big smile on his face as Stevie Donahue's out there, as well as Joe Girardi, the translator.
You kind of need those fingers to throw a ball 102 miles an hour, so I think he's going to be fine, but go ahead and let's throw a couple just to check.
All's good. Here's Chris Davis. Davis tonight is 0 for 4. Hit by a pitch. Scored a run on Castillo's home run. That was in the 4th inning. One and 0. Two and 0.
It's been that kind of game. You know, the Orioles have done a lot of damage with 2 outs and nobody on base. And then the next thing you know, here they come.
Two and 1.
This is called getting into your kitchen deep. Davis in swing mode, and then after second thought, maybe not.
2-1 count on Davis. Runner at first. 11-11 game here in the 10th inning. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
As always with Chapman's blazing fastball, up is better than down. Next to impossible to get on top and catch up with his high fastball.
And the pitch. Strike 3. Davis down looking, and that'll do it in the top of the 10th. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 man left. Bottom of the 10th coming up. Aaron Hicks leads it off. Now this has come down at 5-0, and Manny Machado 470 feet away deposits one above the restaurant. Now this made it 9-1. Trumbo with a grand slam, his 2nd home run of the year, but the Yankees did not quit. This is the 2nd home run by Judge off the bat at close to 120 miles an hour, and in the 7th inning. This made it 11-8, the first grand slam in the career of Jacoby Ellsbury, also his 100th career home run. And then in the 9th, back knee, see ya. A 2-run home run by Castro tied it at 11, and that's where we are right now as we go to the bottom of the 10th inning, and the Yankees are looking to win it. Jason Aquino in his 2nd game, and he is going to face Hicks, a switch hitter who will bat from the right side against the lefty Aquino. Pitch way outside. Hicks pinch hit in the 8th inning, hit a little slow roller in front of the plate. 2-0. This game certainly has a feel and an intensity that you don't expect in an April 28th matchup, and it's silly to say it's a battle for first place, which technically it is, but these two teams have always gone at it very, very hard, even back in the Torrey years, and you know, with Buck Showalter being an ex-Yankee manager, I'm sure there's a big feeling there as well. 2-1 on the big swing by Hicks. Ball's flying out of the ballpark, coming back from big deficits.
Both these teams combined in the 6th and 7th innings to score 13 runs.
The 2-1. 3-1. Because they had pinch hit for Romine and wanted to keep Hicks in the game, the next batter is Kyle Higashioka, who doesn't have a big league hit. The 3-1. And there it is. The winning run is on base. And in all likelihood, they'll ask Higashioka to bunt. And as he walks to the plate, he's looking down at third base coach Joe Espada. Big spot for the kid. And he knows his time in the Bronx, at least this time up, is winding down as Gary Sanchez inching closer to getting back. You see what he did in the minors last year, 21 homers and 81 runs batted in.
I like a hit and run, Michael. You know I'm not a big fan of the bunt, but I understand here in the bottom of the 10th, it's probably what's going to happen.
And they wanted to see if he squared. He didn't give it away. Now Machado is breathing down his throat at third as he's charging for the bunt. And again, Higashioka looking down at Espada.
He kind of did tip it a bit. Higashioka did tip. Machado will charge.
Now do they lift it because he tipped it?
Scope is cheating towards first, so that's why there's a lot of room out there in the infield for a hit and run.
Shows bunt and takes outside, 1-0.
Let's see, with Machado charging and Davis will be charging and Scope cheating to first. If you have the guts to put Hicks in motion, there's a lot of room for a ground ball to get through and go first and third. Now, that's just my preference. But nobody ever asked me to manage.
Aquino just 24 years old. 3 games in the big leagues last year for the Orioles. And a nice block by Castillo. Boy, Machado is so close to Higashioka, and now Espada's going to come and give him a verbal sign.
I can tell you this, Michael, you know, when I played for the Mets and as a National League pitcher, as we see right here, how close is that? We always had the option, even as a pitcher, to do the butcher boy, pull the bat back. If you see this kind of exploitation in terms of the defense, taking liberties to get right down your throat, you have the option, even, you know, as a National League pitcher, to pull the bat back and do a little slug bunt. And that'll stop Manny Machado from getting that close. But all you really have to do in that situation is just hit a ground ball because the infield is wide open.
The 2-0, and they let him swing. Grounded foul. Machado probably had his heart in his throat. 2-1.
Machado not quite coming. He kind of sensed that, hey, watch out, he's swinging more from the count at 2-0, sensing that maybe Higashioka would swing.
What a time for your first big league hit. Hicks leads off first, held by Davis. And a throw over.
Tipped it again, so Showalter shrewdly calling the pickoff just to see. And Higashioka did tip once again the bunt.
10 years in the minor leagues for Higashioka before he finally got the call when Sanchez got hurt. What must be racing through his mind in an 11-11 game, bottom of the 10th inning. Machado charging. 3-1. Machado ended up around the batting circle when he was done charging. So do you lift it again on 3-1? You lifted it on 2-0.
I would. But Aquino not doing his job on the mound. Whenever you've got your defense positioned like they are and taking liberties, you got to throw the ball over the plate and let him bunt. He's throwing off-speed pitches down and out. So big mistake on the mound.
And he walked him. So he walks Hicks. And he walks Higashioka, who was trying to get a bunt down. And the Yankees now have the winning run in scoring position. And now Roger McDowell comes out. And Chase Headley is at the plate.
Well, obviously bunt defense is on everybody's mind, as we just witnessed in a pure sacrifice with a man on first. Now with first and second, all sorts of options come into play. The wheel play, the cat and mouse game, maybe a couple of pickoffs to see if Headley will tip his intentions on the bunt. Different situation here with first and second and nobody out.
Let's see what they do with Headley. Hicks is at second. Higashioka is at first. Bottom of the 10th, 11-11 game. They are not playing for the bunt. Machado is about even with the bag at third. And a strike from Aquino. Aquino, in his only game this year, he started, so this is his first one out of the bullpen. And the count 1-1. It's a different animal coming in this situation than starting a game.
Get another look at this pitch. Boy, I tell you what, if I'm on the mound, I might be begging a little bit for that, but the pitch track showed a little bit off. And Joe Girardi showing a lot of confidence in Chase Headley right here.
And the 1-1. Chased a pitch out of the zone. 1-2.
See off speed, spinning, loose spin, and Headley comes unglued. You see something hanging and off speed, boy, you just take a lash at it. Problem is, it was outside.
And the 1-2. Foul back to the screen as Headley stays alive. In the 6th inning, the Yankees were down 9-1. Then they fell behind 11-4. But big home runs. Capped off by Starlin Castro's 2-run blast in the bottom of the 9th inning off Brad Brock. Got them all the way back to this at 11-11. Now trying to win it here in the bottom of the 10th inning. And Aquino deals the 1-2. Still 1-2. Headley walked in the first. Fly ball to right in the third. Fly ball to left in the 5th. A double to left in the 7th. Came around to score, and he walked and scored in that 3-run bottom of the 9th inning. That tied the game at 11. And the 1-2. He struck him out as Headley goes down on strikes. 1 away. Headley could not lay off the pitches up in the zone.
Yeah, another off-speed pitch saying, just hit me, but it hangs too much up above, as you said, Michael. You can see Headley's eyes light up. Can't believe it.
Now here's Matt Holliday. Double, single, walk, 2 runs scored, and struck out twice. And the pitch. Fly ball, deep center. Jones back, still back, looking up. See ya! They've done it! They've come all the way back. A 3-run home run for Holliday. And the Yankees win in an improbable game by a score of 14-11. Oh my, a Bronx Bomber night. Usually, you celebrate a holiday. Now Holiday celebrates this. And what a thing to celebrate. This was a game that the Yankees probably in the mental banks had in the loss column, but this would put it in the win column.
Absolutely hammered as Holiday knows it off the bat. Into the Yankee bullpen the other way. The sound off the bat tells you all you need to know, and Adam Jones's reaction as well. Perfectly timed Gatorade bath.
Let's get down to Meredith Marakovich, who is with Matt Holliday.
Thanks, Michael. Matt, can you describe the feeling of what it feels like when you get a hold of that one to end it in the 10th?
Well, I thought I got it good enough, but I got a little nervous with Adam Jones out there, but just enough to get over the fence, and huge win for us.
When you stepped into the batter's box, did you have in your mind you were going to be aggressive early like that?
Yeah, I wanted to be aggressive with him. I figured it'd be out over the plate, and I was going to try to drive the ball opposite field.
You look at this team, they were down 9-1, then 11-4. What does it say about their persistence?
Yeah, we just kept going. We just kept going, kept scoring, chipping away. Ellsbury's huge grand slam got us back in the game, and we just kept fighting.
And another night, as far as the long ball is concerned, Aaron Judge involved, Starlin Castro in the 9th inning as well. When he hits that homer, do you get the feeling this is a game we can't lose?
Yeah, we felt real good about our chances. Obviously, when you come back and tie the game at home and a big home run like that, you feel real good about your chances.
Matt, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Michael, we'll send it back up to you.
Thank you, Meredith. Third career walk-off home run for Holiday. And watch his teammates as they start the celebration, just waiting for it to get over the head of Adam Jones. And it lands in the Yankee bullpen. And celebration in the Bronx. What an unlikely win as the Yankees beat the Orioles in the first game of this 3-game set. And a Gatorade bath from Matt Holliday, who had a big hit last night in Boston and an even bigger hit tonight here in the Bronx. Wow. That's all you could say. Wow. I'm hoping that Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry have more than that. They'll set the table for the rest of the night.